right, it's 6 o'clock, so I will call the meeting to order. We have Brian Foppus over the phone, Jennifer Boucher and Brian Harris in person at Town Hall. So with that, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Second.
Is there any discussion? None, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the second item on the agenda is approval of December meeting minutes, which I sent around ahead of time. So I will entertain a motion to approve the December meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the December meeting minutes.
Second? You have a second?
I have to abstain. I wasn't here.
Oh, you weren't there. Okay, that's right. I'll second. Any discussion? None. All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. So the next item is old business. So the first item is the Health and Community Design Technical Assistance Pilot Program application.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful. So we talked about this last month. It's a partnership between the Vermont Department of Public Health, or the Vermont Department of Health, and the Vermont Department of Housing and Community Development to help provide up to 80 hours of resources for community design, placemaking, ideas and projects. So since our last meeting, I'm trying to remember if I had a discussion with Tara after that. I think so. I think it was the week of Christmas. But anyway, since that time, we've made the application to the program. So we haven't heard anything back yet other than an acknowledgement that they received the application. So that is something that would, I guess I'd say would align very closely with the municipal planning grant if we were to get that as well. It's, it would help us with Center Street Park and the area around here. So the application is in, but I haven't heard anything else yet. The next item on the agenda is the Stewart's Holiday Match application. So I did send Tara a letter to present to the select board to ask for approval to make the application for the holiday match program. But what I wanted to talk about with our committee is what would we like to ask for in the application? The guidelines, say that they would like it to benefit children under 18 years of age is kind of what the program is focused on. And we were successful the last 2 years. We got $1,500 each of the last 2 years. So I know we talked about improving the tennis court, but I didn't know if either Brian, if you have any ideas about what we could ask for the funds for this year.
How about something like a swing set playground equipment? Something simple, low maintenance,
Sure.
because then that directly impacts children under 18.
Okay. To be installed at the park.
At any one of the parks, I don't know if the grant has to be park specific, but if you don't have room here, because we haven't done the planning grant yet.
Yep.
So I don't want to see something get permanently installed that's going to end up in the way.
Right.
But, here, the 346 ball field down by Strobridge Park, I think any one of those could benefit from some sort of playground equipment.
Okay.
And I think there's room at all three.
Okay. So I guess $1,500. I don't know what playground equipment costs, but I'm thinking.
Well, I know that's like.
Swings or something like that maybe, or I don't know.
It was an idea.
The idea that you had to put the in-ground slide, and I don't know how much that would cost. Remember you talked about that at Strobridge?
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Really great.
I think that would be a great idea too. So
Okay.
we probably could make that happen for 1,500 and some elbow grease.
They don't seem to be hyper focused on what you submit with the application. I've never gotten any questions at all.
Okay,
But, you know, and they don't ask for a follow-up report or any, you know, anything like that. So I think if we have a general idea of what we want, say, we could say generally play equipment, I think. So whatever that means, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think it can be a broad category for what we use the money for.
okay.
So, Brian Fopis, do you have any input?
No, I think that's a great idea. The only other thought I had was picnic tables for down at the Sturbridge Park.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. That you could probably definitely do for 1,500. Get a good one in.
And trash receptacles.
Well, there's a trash receptacle down there.
Oh,
It just doesn't get emptied on a regular basis.
okay, okay. Yeah, so we could say, you know, we could make it broad and so that way maybe it could encompass either thing.
Okay,
That we could say we have this idea. Because it could, the swing set playground could be down there too, right?
yeah. I think that green down there is a great opportunity for a small little
Right,
park.
Right, okay, I'm good with that. So as long as the select board approves our ability to apply for the, I don't want to call it a grant, it's just more of a funding opportunity, then I'll put something together and submit that. That's not due till the end of the month, so there's still time on it.
Okay,
Okay, the next item is the recreational trails program grant. So that's the same one we applied for last year, but we weren't successful. So we were invited to apply again and we're going to do the exact same project. So it's some improvements to the Hoosick Bend Trail and some maintenance to that trail and the parking area. So we have the updated cost from the Vermont Youth Conservation Corps, and I've reached out to the same community partners to provide letters of support, and they've all agreed to.
okay.
So that one's due the 21st, I think. So I think we're all on target for that one. I think we're good with that, to submit that one. The next item is the collaborative grant, and that's the one for the skate park, mostly skate park improvements at Center Street Park. And I just have it on here because we have a monthly check-in with that group about the grant. So it's the fourth Wednesday of the month. We have a call with that group, and we're obviously, because of the weather, we're on hold doing anything at the skate park, but I'm just going to leave it on the agenda just in case there's anything to update with that.
Okay.
The next item is the municipal planning grant, and we made that submission in early December, but I haven't heard anything since then. So I don't know. This is my first time submitting that grant, so I don't know if they typically ask questions. I don't know, but we haven't received any questions at all. So,
Okay.
well, I think that's awarded in January or February, so we should be hearing soon about
All
that.
right.
And then the VORAC grant, I don't have any update on that. I think it's still with the state, with the grant agreement, but I don't have any update on that one either. All right, moving on to ice skating rink.
So
Yes.
originally we were scheduled to have the water put in yesterday.
Yes.
But due to the fire departments having their monthly business meeting, that is now pushed to next weekend.
Okay,
So.
so,
We came up with an alternative idea to bridge the gaps between the board and the ground. For how we built it.
Yep.
So we're just gonna take some of the excess planks that were left over and we're just gonna brace those inside. And just do it that way.
okay,
That way it's less cleanup in the spring and we can put those in when we go to throw the tarp in there.
Okay.
Because originally we had hoped we could get guys together from the fire department Sunday to start filling it last Sunday. And Jason couldn't get enough people together. So,
so it'll be this Sunday to start to fill it.
well, probably most likely just all on Monday. If the weather's gonna be decent, we'll probably be down there putting the tarp out Sunday, I'm hoping. And then Monday, when they get down there, we can start filling it.
I haven't even looked at the forecast.
It's gonna be cold, then warm, then cold.
Yeah, it's just, it's hovering at like the 40-degree mark. This is crazy for
Yeah,
January.
like part of me is afraid that we've already gotten our cold snap way back in mid-December and we're done.
The holiday lighting day, is that when it was basically? Okay.
I mean, traditionally, we usually get the cold snap like January into February, but I've also seen years, and I'm sure you have, you can remember where we haven't had any.
Yeah. I mean, going forward, it's just getting to freezing at night.
Yeah.
So
When you got 4 or 5 inches of water, like
I don't know.
even a degree or two below freezing, it's like, it's not going to freeze solid.
Yeah. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it once
Yeah.
it's poured, and then once you think it's safe, we can put the word out that it's available for public use.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Before we move on from that,
Yes.
so Colby and I had a brief discussion while we were on the phone with each other about the delay from the fire department. And the fenced in area down by the town garage where they staged all the piping and stuff and they did the sewage lines.
I think so. Yeah.
So that's a huge flat fenced in area. And he suggested maybe we could do a permanent rink there. Poured pad, nice and level, 4 or 5 inch walls and something with a drain.
Okay.
So he suggested that and he said, bring it up and see what people thought of it.
All right.
And I'm like, that's not a bad idea if it's an area, especially if it's an area that Joel and the road crew are not using.
So it's right adjacent to the garage.
It's right next to the parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. I think I know where you're talking about.
So like you have great parking that's maintained already because they keep the parking lot clear. And it would definitely be easier access to fill it, even if you don't run plumbing and you're just pumping it off the river.
Yeah.
Like the river's right there.
There. Yep. Is that something you want to broach?
I'm more than happy to.
Okay. Yeah. Thinking of next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not,
So I mean, I don't know if Joel has plans for that fenced in area or not, but
about it. Yeah. Okay.
I just thought, like Colby suggested, I'm like, that's not a bad idea because then it's also fenced. So you can keep it controlled if you want to close it for whatever reason.
Yep.
If it's unsafe to use, we go down, we put a lock on it, like if it's
Yeah.
not frozen.
Yep.
So I'm like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And it ties in well with the idea of like the recreation area down through there.
Yep. Okay. Well, if you,
I will bring that up to the select board.
all right. Brian Fopis, did you have any thought on that?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. And the only other thing I'll say is you saw the sign is up.
I did.
So it can be moved, right? Because when.
Yeah, we just pull it out of the ground.
Out of the ground and move it to whatever you need to for baseball season to get it out of the way. But it's a pretty generic sign that can be,
I saw the picture
Yep.
and I saw the lock box that you guys,
oh yeah, John.
that John attached to the fence.
That's the
So
fence, and that can obviously be moved too.
yeah,
You know,
like it's perfect.
yeah. So we're ready to go down there. Okay, the next item is skate park insurance items. So talking about signs, so we ordered and installed another sign down at Center Street Park that's just specific to the skate park per the insurance requirements. So the only other thing is, there's 2 other things. The trees need to be cut back. It said that they need to be so many feet above the surface, I guess, which.
Okay.
The only place I can see is near where the shed is. There's a couple of branches
That are a little low.
that are low there. And then there's some things, I think it was the old tennis court holders that actually held the net need to be covered or removed. So I don't know how hard that would be, but I just want to make sure we don't, it's obviously the skate park's not being used now, so it's not a hot topic, but who could we get to cut the trees? Who would be able to do that? Is that something?
I would assume we'd probably have to hire somebody. So I don't know if,
Okay,
I think under a certain dollar amount, I don't think we have to put it out for bid. right? We could just hire somebody.
Yes, and Greater Heights does most of the tree work for,
Okay,
I'm not sure.
okay. Well, maybe I can ask if, who works with Greater Heights mostly?
Davey, oh, like,
From the town, who works with them?
Tara and me both.
Okay, well, maybe the next time you talk to them, if you could ask them
Yeah.
about that. It's just a couple branches are hanging over and it's,
By like where the swing's hanging, right over there.
I think near the shed, they're talking about the ones above the shed. It's kind of like they're coming over the court a little bit, I think. That's all that I can see, that,
Maybe just see if Dave will come down and look at it or send one of his guys down.
to see how much that'll cost. And then, I don't know what the things on the tennis court look like. I can't remember, but I think it's just as simple as either knocking them out, right? Or covering them with like a covering of some kind so no one gets hurt on them.
Yeah, I can't, I know what you're talking about, but I can't get a clear picture in my head.
So that's it for skate park, and I'll keep that on there until we're done with that, because we need to,
Stay on top of it.
stay on top of it, yep.
Okay.
And then Strobridge Park, I guess we just talked about that.
Yeah, I guess we did. Unless you had something else you wanted to bring up about it.
No, just.
Hey, Jennifer, I've got one item that may fall into new business or may just fall up here in the agenda items, but my work has a similar program to what your work has, where if you volunteer a certain number of hours per year, they'll donate to your charity.
Yeah,
So I did put an application in for that, and I was approved for $500 donation
nice.
back in December.
Cool.
So it was approved on December 16th, and it says that it takes up to 30 to 60 days to get received. So I just would like to put it on here to track it so we don't lose track of it, to
Okay.
make sure that gets into our account.
Okay. And I'll send a note to Tara too, because I know when mine came in, it didn't say anything on it. I think it was from
Yeah.
Benevity was the last thing it came from, but I don't know who you're.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. There is a tracking email I've got that I've been checking on every now and then.
Okay,
So it does say it has not been issued yet. So
okay,
once it says it's been issued, if I see it's been issued, I'll also send an
okay,
email on that one too.
okay, good. And mine got approved for $500 too, so I bet we have the same program.
Yeah.
It's probably a corporate America thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, we can send a note to say, be on the lookout.
Yeah. Give me a
If
heads
you
up.
get
Yeah.
it, yeah, 2 random checks for $500. They're Parks and Rec. Great, thank you for doing that, Brian.
Yep.
All right, so the last item is the town report summary. So the annual town report, I guess, is in the process, Hannah, of being compiled. And so each committee or board provides a summary. So I just thought I'd send along for your input what I'd like to put for Parks and Rec. So I think you said you read it over the phone.
Yeah, I read it. I didn't see any issues with it.
And Brian Foppus, do you have
Yeah.
any?
Nope. I read it today, but good.
Okay. So we'll send that along to Hannah so that she can add that to the town report. So, okay, with that, we have our next meeting date and time. Let's see. I don't know if we're gonna hit February vacation next month. Let's see. So it's the 14th, which is, oh no, Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
So I don't know, would you want to do the 7th? Instead?
yeah, I could probably do the 7th.
I think that the planning commission might have a meeting that night. It's the first.
Oh, yeah, they'll probably be here.
What time is their meeting?
6.
6.
So same as ours. So that's not gonna work.
No.
Well, I mean, if you and Brian wanted to meet and do it remote, but planning commission meeting, I'll be at that one.
Okay. The only thing I think would be important to include you on is if there's developments with the rink. But I guess we could. I guess we could just get
Hope-
that
I
information.
will know by this weekend,
Okay.
and one way or the other, I will at least send an email to you guys. and
Okay.
Keep you in the loop.
Okay. So Brian Fopis, are you okay with meeting outside of,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. So we'll tentatively say 2/7 at 6 PM, but it won't be recorded or whatever. We'll just meet separately. Okay. So with that, Hannah, is there any public comment?
There is not, nobody is.
All right. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
second.
Any discussion with that? All in favor? Aye.
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 All right.
Thank you, Brian.
All
Brian,
right.
Feel
Thanks,
better.
guys.
good
Thank you.
night.
All right, good night.
Bye.